Hey, let me say good morning to you once again. Welcome to the Mid Morning Buzz here on Classic 105.5, Classic 105.9, and GBN TV, whatever channels you have chosen to listen to view us via, whether it's channel 7, channel 11, or channel 20. Good morning and welcome. Those of you via our social media platforms, also good morning and welcome. It's the Mid Morning Buzz here. Good morning. I guess you could see, folks, those of you who are viewing via GBN TV, we got some folks in the studio with me this morning. To my right, I have for you, that's Dr. Williams. I know you have a different name, but I will go with the formalities in this segment. I'll go with the formalities in this segment, and I do have, of course, another guest with me this morning. I will just go by the name that was given, Paco. Yeah, we just do that.
Right.
Yeah. Good morning, gentlemen. Welcome. How are you?
Good morning.
Good. Welcome to the Mid Morning Buzz. Paco, welcome to Grenada. Grenada is not a new thing for you, right?
Yeah.
It's a new thing for you? First time in the
first time
on the island?
Yeah.
You're loving it, bro?
Mad. Crazy. I love it.
You know, that always happens, you know. Thinking about getting residence and...
Yeah.
All right, man. Welcome. Well, you, Paco and Dr. Williams here, there's a particular play that you folks have put together, and I have, Dr. Williams was mentioning to me about the he puts together plays that goes by mental peace. I want you to kind of explain that to me for the viewers and listeners out there. You know, and it's interesting in terms of how you mentioned the reasons why you put those plays together, because, you know, it's critical in terms of what you mentioned. And I will leave it up to you, because you probably may give a better description of it than I will. And then we go to Paco, and Paco is talking about his play and more. And in terms of the combination of how you folks happen to be linking together and bringing across what you would be doing, getting across for this morning.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much. Bonjour, merci. Thanks. Well, my study...
Don't do that to me, right?
I know you did French in school, so you have a little bonjour.
I know what you're saying, but...
Right. Oh. Yes. So... my study basically my foundation is in creative arts, theater arts. Mm-hmm. And I did drama, specifically drama theater, drama in education, specialized in drama in education. But I saw the value beyond just acting and so on, and doing shows. But I went further, and I developed a program that treats mental illness. Mm-hmm. Challenges that people face, right? It doesn't have to be like you think the person is crazy, no. But the struggles, depression, stress. And that mental peace program now, it helps persons to cope or to come out of the trap that they're locked in. And so I moved further into my doctorate and presented that program, developed it, tried it, tested it, and using theater as therapy, using drama as therapy, using the arts as therapy, where persons come, we take them through a process and they help them to cleanse. And the connection between me and Paco is basically because Paco's work in Guadeloupe is doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. And so I brought him in here because when we met in Jamaica.
All right.
I was also
I remember a couple of years ago, I was listening to you speaking to another interview. I guess you were in Jamaica at the time, and you were interviewing with another radio announcer, and you were describing what you've been doing in Jamaica. So that's how I understand from that point. Yes. Now, Paco, once again, welcome once again. You in Grenada here, you're from Guadeloupe. You know, you also into drama and play, and it's kind of instituted in the same thing as Dr. Martin Williams. Didn't mention. Tell us about your progress.
Okay, so first, I quit my play in Jamaica, but the thing is, I never speak English because I come from a French country. Okay. And when I was Jamaica, it was a little kind of difficult for me to speak English. So I meet Roger, and Roger Frenchy, and he helped me.
Frenchy.
How's he say? Dr. Frenchy. I meet Roger from the beginning, and he helped me a lot to translate my courses and he helped me to understand the theater art. And after, I quit this play because when I was young, I feel a kind of trauma when I was young. It's been trauma is something every island. It means we have a similar culture and similar kind of trauma also. And for me, it was important to talk about that because in Guadeloupe, we don't really do theater as therapy or as for illness.
It's just a matter of you do it just for the doing its sake in terms of just bringing across a particular story.
Yeah, okay, exactly. But it's a true story. So through the true story, I say how I can find a way to heal myself through the trauma and help people. because most of my generation go to jail, go to do a lot of things because of the trauma. So I treat this topic from school, and I realize how it work for me. How it worked for me, because that helped me to understand how the trauma start and how the trauma, how I can heal. And Roger Williams start something with
that kind of encompass in terms of what you've been doing.
Yeah.
How has it helped you in terms of the trauma, the trauma that you said that you experienced? Getting into theater and expressing it and out there, how has it helped you?
That helped me to express myself, understand myself, and understand how the art can work for myself and for people of my community. So it was that created impact on me, for create the impact for people. You understand? So that helped me in different way, how to express myself, how to understand the trauma, and how to make people understand what is trauma. So, and I realized after my play how it work. After my play, everybody realized they have a trauma.
So after you play and they listen to you expressing the trauma that through your play, and they will be able to visualize themselves now, hey, what Parker is doing is sort of have an effect on me because I'm probably experiencing the same thing.
Yeah. I'll give you an example. Something is really similar in the Caribbean. When I was young, I was piss on the bed.
Oh.
It's something we don't talk about that.
So true.
And
nobody tells nobody about it.
Yeah, and when you piss on the bed, when you're young, they say you put your mattress on the sun. So everybody see you put your mattress on the sun.
So then ideas goes through their mind.
Yes, and you grow up with this idea of you was a nasty boy, you're not a cool boy, and you see, and the trauma.
They go to school and they say, bad boy.
I give you example. I give you something like it traumatized me when I was young. I don't say nobody, but I can tell that this play helped me to talk about what I live on my trauma.
In a comical way, but it's since a way of bringing out things that you probably had embedded with you for a pretty long time.
Yeah. So I give you an example, like when I was young, something happened to me, like I was pissed on the bed and thing, and even I was clean on myself. All my classmate was telling me, yes, Paco, you smell pee. So I know one. So and they take the how I can say, they was calling me some name, and this name stay, and you grow up with this name. And when you do something, even you do something like, I don't know, something wrong, like you do.
So you let's say you commit a crime, and that particular nickname stays with you. So let's say for comical reason, Pierre Bad Boy.
Yeah, exactly. So they see you like a Pierre Bad Boy all your life.
Paco, aka Pierre Bad Boy.
Yeah.
All right.
And this part of the trauma create another part of your trauma in your mind, and you grow up with different things, how people perceive you, how the society perceive you.
But even though you were trying to block it out for some reason or the other, but through the plays you were able to bring it out now.
Yeah, and now everybody say, oh, Paco, why you never know that? Why you never know that about you? Why you never say nothing? But I was in the trauma, and now I can express myself and say, yes, I was in the trauma. And most of the people tell me, oh, I was in the trauma also, because I feel that I was like that also. I do that when I was young, and people judge me, and because I was too fat, or because I was too skinny, or because I was many things can create a trauma when you're young. And after that can be a problem for you when you come on the society for get a work or for talk for people. So that is, I think we have a similar trauma in the Caribbean, because I feel that in Jamaica also.
So true. When you took the play to your community of Guadeloupe, your country of Guadeloupe, how do people accept it in terms of how you bring it across to them? Did you?
Shanzi is a building. In Guadeloupe is a building of 305 people was living. So and I do this play, and 300 family living. They come to see and they say, wow, we never know that. But in fact, that is something everybody feels some kind of thing on the building. And they never talk about that. And I lift up this problem, and every building in Puente Pit, example in Guadeloupe, they say, wow, That is amazing.
But was it easy to get them involved in terms of expressing their own traumas?
Yeah. Everybody feel the way they.
No, getting on stage and talking or playing out whatever acting that they have to do now. How easy? Was it that difficult?
I think you have to practice. You have to
Training.
you have to training because there's a lot of training. Me, my advantages was because I was musician before.
Okay.
That I was a little bit more easier for me.
So you didn't have that stage fright as most folks will have.
Yeah. So and that is not something so easy because you have to make some research about how that can work, how you can put certain things on stage. You don't talk about a story just like that. You have to put in a certain way and create certain things for make people understand what you want really explain.
Yeah, and if I chime in here, in order to avoid further trauma, you have to be properly trained to go through the process.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to have a proper mentor to take you through the process, or else you might just put back yourself in a vicious cycle.
Right.
And
Because
that's why he's trained actor.
Trained, so he's a trained actor. So no, he will acting it out.
Yes.
And in the process of that, he's healing himself. An individual who may not have that training, but just wants to get into it, it could be difficult for them.
Could hurt themselves.
Could hurt them. Because no, you expressing things about yourself that no one never knew before.
Yeah.
But you do it, but it's also having that mental healing on you.
Yeah.
So I mean, Dr. Williams, tell me more about your particular project and how has it been, especially you here being in Grenada and bringing it to individual. I was looking at one you on TV with one once with a couple of folks you were doing things with, and express that to me.
Okay, so what I've done is actually help persons who have given up on life. And so to speak, society might have given up on them. So they've tried everything else for rehabilitation, and they say that's the end of life. So I've treated persons who attempted suicide, planning suicide, depressed, beaten, abused, marriage problem, relationship problem, and they go into depression where they not live in the house. Once they hear the voice of someone, they gone under the table and hide. I'm talking about adults. Gone under the table and hide, as well as children. And I've used that program that I developed to get them to first accept, understand, and cleanse.
Okay.
But it's a intense therapeutic process that I take them through for themselves. So you're not doing it for anybody else. And so when I developed the program, tested it, I've taken some persons who was lined up to go to the mental, and I said that person is mad.
What has the results been thus far?
Phenomenal. Everybody I've worked with rehabilitated. And I've dealt with over 50 persons. So there are some you may see outside online. There are others that are highly confidential. You cannot put out people's information. Anything you see on Facebook or anyways, that those who request that they want other persons to see, to learn and to get healing from the process. But we keep it strictly confidential. So every person that I've helped with, and in just one session of 2 hours, 3 hours, we find solution for problems that have been there for 8 and 9 and 18 years.
How could someone get into this stage or be part of this program? How do you attract individuals to come to that point? Because I ask this question because no one wants to come and say they have a problem. No one wants to come and say
exactly.
I feel like I don't want to live no more. I mean, I'm not saying it. We just saying it like this. There are individuals who go to bed at night and think, I wish I don't get up in the morning. I am the individual who feel I wish I don't see anybody when I go outside.
Oh yes.
You understand?
Exactly.
I wish I could walk along the road, and I wish maybe just saying it for the saying a car could hit me for some reason because I just feel I want to be out of this world. How do you and your program you help people to get into this?
Oh, great. So I'll tell you. Observation is critical. And let me put it like this. We see a lot of persons behaving in a particular way, breaking down. The behavior you say is not normal. You have to be a very good observer. And instead of laughing at them, you refer them and you suggest to them and you make mention, don't you think, I think you should look into this matter. But here what we've been doing is taking it and blasting it. Right? But I observe, I see persons, I've walked up to persons and say, I could help you. They ask me, what do you mean you could help me? Yeah, man, I see what you're doing and I think you need help. It doesn't make sense you're going down that path. So observation is critical, but you have to be very much trained in the field of observation.
Your manner of approach is very critical.
Very critical.
Yeah.
So you don't bash, you don't push down, you don't break down the person, but just suggest ways of helping them. And coming out of that, what you notice is that the person will say, no, denial.
Yes.
There's a high level of denial.
Man, I don't have that problem, man.
For give you example, when I quit my play, I made some kind of problem before I quit the play. And Roger, without he helped me say, yes, Paco, you have to see the thing with another angle. You can reach the level, but he don't know. I never tell Roger I have this problem of trauma.
But I guess with his sense of
but he feel that. He say, yes, Paco, you have to do it on that way.
Yeah.
See it on that way. And I work because I finished my study.
So true. Doctor, let me ask you this. This also comes in a way that individual can always be trained in it. As for your part, it has to have a natural way about that for you too.
Oh, you're speaking a book.
You understand? I say this to say I say that because yes, you could have the world of training, the theoretical part of it.
Say it, man.
You understand? You could have the theoretical part of it, train, and whoever somebody else is telling you. But if you don't have that personal desire want to do whatever you do, it never happens.
It never happens.
Or you may never able to spot the problem from individual, not only because you've been trained. And you understand. So it also takes that personal desire of you of wanting to help individual also.
Yeah, with a strong level of emotional intelligence, because the knowledge and the skills and the training and the degree doesn't make you that person.
I agree.
You have to want to help people. You have to have that desire to see, understand that that person is not you. So you can't put them to your level without going to their level and helping them out of their problem. So the degree doesn't even save you, doesn't make a difference.
As important as the degree is.
You get me? Yeah. But you have to have that desire to want to help, to heal, and then you go through that process. Because the person you're dealing with always run from it. They deny it totally. No, that's not me. But in my case, as I say to you, you put aside who you are and see the person for who he or she is. As I tell you quickly, when you look at, if you look into the schools, you notice what happened. If a child is cussing or quarreling or fighting all the time, you get the parents and say suspend, and then we put suspend him, suspend her. We can't deal with that.
It doesn't solve the problem.
It doesn't solve the problem. And I would say, that child. I've helped guys they throw out of school, and if you see them one day, you'll be smiling. They're working in the big hotels now. Oh, Form 3 job that out, he do good. We can't deal with him anymore. And I say, okay, y'all throw him out, give him to me. And only to find out where the problem was. So you have to be willing and want to help.
But sometimes it goes with basic conversation with an individual.
Oh man, you're nailing it. Simple.
I kind of psychic,
it's simple.
It goes with basic conversation with
the patience.
And the patience.
A lot of
basic conversation. Because not everyone is willing to just diverge information to you. Right? I can't come and say, oh, Dr. Williams, I find your head shining. and you may be doubtful of it. Gee, I don't think you've seen that.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing it. And then getting into conversation, you diverge more and more. And then you start to go deeper into the conversation. Yeah. And then they release whatever is that burden that is upon them.
Definitely.
Now, you both, Paco, you hear Dr. Williams about your play. How do you intend to get this out more in terms of, you already have a level of establishment in Grenada in terms of what you do. Tell me what are the plans?
All right. So it's actually to take this mental piece to another level. I'll tell you why. Because there's a lot of persons that are going around, and I don't want to say we're walking around with heavy weight or load. So I want to build this where I can empower other persons, train persons right here in Grenada. And we have a Caribbean outreach already, that team that we've created. But I think Grenada needs to benefit as well, so that we can empower more persons, train them so that we can help the persons, the workplaces. And I'm not just talking about trauma in relationship, on the job. You understand, your little stress, how you help to cope with the family at home. This is the outreach we want to empower and get into further, so that we can help you to have a nice day, a peace of mind with that program. And Paco is part of the journey that we've started to reach out to the Caribbean, not just English, French, all over.
Okay. So that, for answer your question, I just want to give thanks to OG for that. Because
so you presuming something.
That's it.
And he started to blush already. Yes.
So and that can answer your question. That can answer your question.
Great. I guess he was not even expecting that.
I say go and shopping, but yes, set up.
Smart guy.
I know that's some form of appreciation. So.
Well, it's good that appreciation is shown. I want to thank you both for coming and sharing. This is the kind of conversation I could sit and have all day, because I think I'm sort of into the direction where you're going. You understand? And I love conversation of that level. I like to know how people feel, think, and do things that would help other people. You understand? Because you know, Dr. Williams, you've been a great. You know, we don't say things, especially when it comes to our personal issues.
Yeah, stifle
we stifle that.
Stifle everything.
And then we show a front. You understand? We show that smile. We show whatever we show, but we ain't say that until we get to that point where we are really broken. Then we may want to see something.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's become a little bit too late for some individuals. Some individuals. You understand? And then sometimes we see individuals who are walking the street has gone to the level where we consider there's no repair. You understand?
Yeah.
And I always say anything in the mind, I don't think an individual can help you most times. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. You being a doctor, you probably could tell me no. But in problems with the mind, it always takes that individual themselves to fix it.
Yeah.
With help.
Most of them.
With the process of help.
With the process of help. Yeah.
But you know, you have to be that individual want to heal yourself also. Because the mind heals everything. That's my
I'll tell you, being in it, no, there are a lot of people who want to heal, but they can't move. So while you're right, because I've dealt with so many of them, they're asking for it and they can't move because it's a reversing cycle, and they say it's your environment. There are several other things.
So true.
Several other things.
Sometimes you need to step away and go to another direction and all that.
Yes.
Instead of you being on the left, you probably come across on the next side and see if that could change you.
That could
change you.
Because you get therapy, you go back home to the same situation.
And
you get therapy, you go
just fall back into that same fallback.
Right? But our show, I just want to say, the show he's doing a free performance open to the public tomorrow.
Right.
Where will it be held?
Grenada Trade Center.
Grenada Trade Center?
Yes. At 6 p.m.
From 6 p.m.
6 to 7. It's very short.
All right.
Yeah, so they could go to your shows after, but it's very short. You know.
And this is really interesting, and I hope folks come out and understand. Because there are folks who want to see how other people. You know, sometimes that's where the inspiration comes from.
Yes.
See what other people brings out, and it may encourage you to want to do the same.
Definitely. So the journey has begun.
All right.
Thank you, man.
Paco and Dr. Williams, thank you so much.
Thank you
so much. I wish all the best. And Paco, do your thing, man. And wish you all the best, man. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much.
I would say coming back with it.
I think he'll come back to Grenada. He likes because he speaks Patois and French.
All right, man. All right. Hey, folks, that's how we wrap up the mid-morning buzz this morning here on Classic Radio and GBN TV. Join us again for another edition. That's where we say goodbye.